Battle control initialized.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Red Alert Global League Season 9 Minions Round 3. On the left side of the map, we have Spetznas84 playing as the French, and on the right side of the map, we have Kernal Panic playing as Russia. Let's go to the production tab. Wow, a full 2-second lead from Kernal Panic in production of his barracks, and he's going to go into a kennel. We'll see how he uses those dogs. I like to see him used as scouts. 5-second lead for Spetznas, coming out with his refinery. Total of 2 oil derricks on this map and 2 hospitals. And the dog gets killed by a rifleman. You see, honestly, if you're used to playing the original Red Alert, or even Red Alert 2, the dogs have a lot more hit points. And they can stand a couple of bursts of rifle fire, but they, honestly, they're not super powerful in this game. Both players about even, capturing their respective derricks. And both players are going double ref. Actions per minute goes to Kernal Panic at 30, Spetznas84 at 14.9, and Spetznas with a slight army advantage. He didn't go for that kennel, didn't spend $200 on the dog. Spetz sitting on his power plant for just a second. Spetznas with eyes on the hospitals, trying to keep Kernal Panic from taking those hospitals. The Soviets unable to repair in the field without them. Rocket troopers on the dance floor from Spetznas84. And we're just waiting for the party to get started. Kernal Panic with a force fire command takes the position. Spetznas is the first one out with a service depot. Kernal Panic is going to continue to eco up, going for his 3rd refinery. Oh, and there's a ranger from Spetznas retaking the position. Spetznas84, 30 seconds till his MCV hits the ground. And Kernal Panic is going to go hunting for that ranger with his flak truck. Kernal Panic building an income advantage up to 5 harvesters to 3. He's just continued to eco, and Spetznas84 sitting on his MCV for a few seconds there. Not quite the natural expansion, I would say, but rather exposed position. Here's the flak truck finding pokes, but getting too close and finding the MCV. The MCV is actually pretty vulnerable to the flak truck. This is not good. He's going to block him from deploying and just wear that MCV down. Spetznas has got to consolidate his forces here if he wants to save his MCV. Barely. Spetznas84 with a offensive expansion, deploying a barracks up there. And Spetznas with a sizable force at the bottom of the map. Rocket troopers mixed in. We'll see how they respond, and just outright kills that ranger. Colonel Panic doesn't pull his mine layer, or Spetznas doesn't pull his mine layer, but Colonel Panic doesn't pursue it. So that's going to be dropping mines all over that expansion. If he had ordered a stop command there, he definitely could have killed it. Heavy tanks on the field from Colonel Panic. A medium tank out from Spetznas. Colonel Panic attacking with troops through the ore field. His troops are in a conga line right now. Repositions them. And chases that ore miner off the ore field. Definitely not going to be coming back there. And there is an engineer in that ranger. We'll see what Spets does with it. Spetznas with line of sight advantage just absolutely decimates the forces of Colonel Panic. Colonel's paying attention though, kills that engineer with the flame tower. Colonel Panic out with his mine layer, finding those mines from Spetznas. Spetznas out with his first expansion. Colonel Panic yet to put an expansion out on the field. Pop and drop from Spetznas84. He doesn't have build radius on this expansion anymore, but there are several camo pillboxes. Colonel's going to have to be careful up there. Colonel Panic out with his first expansion. 7 harvesters to 6 harvesters. Colonel Panic with line of sight disadvantage moves in on those tanks, loses several troops to the riflemen. And I like how Colonel's playing this. He's just forcing Spets to pull his harvesters, and that's really going to hurt Spets' income. Just throwing him off a bit, despite having better field coverage. So Colonel went for that expansion too, but Spets was already there. That's going to slow him down quite a bit with his first expansion. And parking a heavy tank in the ore path, that is always a good idea. Get so much value for that. Colonel Panic looking for that expansion point. Deploys a Tesla coil and goes right for those tanks. Those pillboxes are not going to be taken down easily. Really getting his money's worth, those pillboxes, allowing the rocket troopers and riflemen time to move in. And Colonel Panic really getting his money's worth over in that ore field. I don't think Spets has even noticed it yet. Flame tower trading very well. Wow. So we got mines up in this expansion from Colonel Panic. We got a heavy tank in this expansion from Colonel Panic. Spetznas is down to 4 harvesters. Spetznas evening it out, attacking through Colonel Panic's first expansion ore field. And going right for that MCV. And it escapes on a sliver of health. Both players at 5 harvesters, 1 derrick. And this MCV is going down. That is not good. loses build radius. Spetznas with an army disadvantage, but using his forces well. Both players disrupting each other's eco, and Spetznas has a great opportunity just to move in right now. Goes radar tech and deploys a helipad. Boy, that is one tough tank. That heavy tank. Colonel Panic with forces dispersed across the field with $4,000 advantage. Doesn't look like it, though. Ore trucks totally exposed. Sounds the retreat, but they've got nowhere to run. Oh. Kernal doesn't... or Spetznas does not pursue. Slight income advantage. Spetznas, he's on 6 harvesters to Colonel Panic's 5. And here comes a wide flank from Spetznas84. I think Kernal knows he's there, though. Spetznas about to lose his oil derrick. And all of his main ore fields being contested or mined. Colonel Panic responding to the flank. Line of sight advantage. He's going to lose a power plant. I don't know about if he's going to lose much else. Spetznas84 sounding the retreat. Those two tanks making absolute mincemeat out of Spetznas' economy. Both players on 6 harvesters, though. Spetznas84 just coming out with nothing but harvesters from his war factory. And responding to these two tanks with rocket troopers. Very good. Trying to rebuild his eco as fast as Colonel Panic can destroy it. Coming back in with what's left of the flanking force. And that's one way to clear an ore field. But he is going to lose that harvester. Colonel Panic with an expansion to the south, an offensive expansion point. Spetznas84 up to 8 harvesters again. Colonel Panic is doing his best to disrupt his Spetznas' eco. But Spetz is just rebuilding as fast as he can. No tanks on the field, though. And that's going to be difficult now. And the escape path being mined. Absolutely brilliant. Spetznas tried to pull his harvesters through the north here, but their escape route was mined, and he lost one. Pulls another one back. Just absolute economic devastation from both players. Small contingent from Spetznas84 remains. Spetz is going to try to save his MCV. I don't think that's going to work, though. Spetznas coming out with a replacement MCV. Still doesn't have any tanks on the field. He's got a spy out. Ooh, interesting. And there goes that MCV. Colonel Panic with his forces up in the corner, leaving his main base open to attack. He's going to lose that service depot for sure. Nothing but tanks at the main base. And Colonel Panic 5 seconds till he can drop a flame tower. Spetznas raiding with infantry only. Colonel Panic trying to get a flank on Spetz's main base. Colonel Panic with the income advantage, 7,200 to 5,400. Both players low on cash. Colonel Panic moving infantry into a static position. Maybe just a ruse, though. Colonel Panic rebuilding his eco. Spetznas has got no money left. He's got to find a new ore patch. That would have been mine layer from Spetznas. And I don't like this attack vector that Colonel Panic chose. If he had gone a little bit wider to the north, he would have been able to spread out his troops more while he's attacking. But instead, they're all getting hung up on this cliff face here. He's got the mass to take the base, but here comes reinforcements from Spetznas. Colonel Panic with a huge army value advantage. He's got an army here. He's got another idle army here. And there goes the spy from Spetznas84. Heavy tanks giving pursuit to that MCV. It's going down. No more radar tech for Spetznas84. Spetznas calling it good game at 16 minutes and 24 seconds. 825 to 621. Let's go to the eco graph. Both players about even throughout the whole game, pretty much, but Spetznas going for an earlier MCV and expansion, which actually puts him behind minutes 4 to about minutes 6.5. And you can see how much both players were attacking each other's eco. I mean, harvesters were going down left and right. At one point, Spetznas had to devote his entire vehicle production to replacing his harvesters, which he did. But without armor on the field, it's really hard to go offensive. It's okay to be defensive with only troops, but you know, if you don't have tanks leading the way, your infantry is just going to get wiped out. Several big battle events, and you can see without tanks, Colonel Panic is just able to take off and decimate the forces of Spetznas. Anyway, that's game number 1 going to Colonel Panic. Let's go on to game number 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Red Alert Global League Season 9 Minions Round 3. Now on the left side of the map, we've got Spetznas84 playing as the French, and on the right side of the map, we've got Colonel Panic, this time as Britain. Let's go to the production tab. Colonel Panic with a slight lead in deployment of his barracks. This map contains a total of 2 oil derricks and 1 communication center in the center of the map. Controlling that comm center doesn't immediately appear to be such a big deal, but the line of sight that it gives you is quite substantial. So we'll see if either player goes for it. Both players going for their natural oil derricks, and I call them that because correct placement of your barracks will put you quite a bit closer than your enemy. Colonel Panic has got to find an angle on this engineer, but Spetznas84 moves into a static position, and the conga line, they can chew them up all day long. Both players. Oh, Colonel Panic with a very late engineer. Spetznas is going to get a eco advantage from this, and he's also going War Factory first. Colonel Panic sitting on his refinery for a few seconds. Looking for that engineer and not finding him. Spetznas comes out with his War Factory, queues up a Ranger, both players with a pillbox in their pocket. Colonel Panic 30 seconds until his War Factory hits the floor. Not sure what Kernal Panic's... Oh, he's covering his flank. Okay. Wasn't sure what he's doing with those riflemen over there. The Ranger comes out. And both players control one oil derrick, but Spetznas is on a single harvester for a few more seconds. Kernal Panic with an income advantage until then. There's Spetznas' second harvester. And a Ranger out from Kernal Panic. Oh, Kernal Panic queues up another Ranger. Taxicab Ranger with the engineer inside. From both players. This Spetznas is, well, no, he dropped it off, didn't he? Wow, snipes out that engineer. Brilliant. There's the one with the Ranger inside. And a third Ranger comes out from Kernal Panic. And a fourth Ranger, ladies and gentlemen, Ranger Danger. Chases off the Ranger without killing him. Kernal Panic wary of the Ranger that's on the field from Spetznas. Spetznas, 15 seconds until his service depot comes out. Spetznas is building a second Ranger. And we'll see what Kernal Panic chooses to do with these Rangers. 3 Rangers out from Spetznas. Gentleman's agreement. Rangers only this game. Those Rangers sweeping the lines of Spetznas84, absolutely decimating his infantry. Kernal Panic with rocket soldiers out, quite possibly looking for a flank on the ore fields. Spetznas comes out with his first expansion MCV, 25 seconds until Kernal Panic's MCV hits the floor. Kernal Panic, 52 actions per minute. Following that MCV, going for the block. Lots of other Rangers on the field from Spetznas84. And looks like Kernal's gonna, yeah, he loses all of his Rangers. And loses the engineer as well. That really sets him back. Spetznas84 with an army advantage now. That rocket trooper finding the flank on the eco lines in a mine layer? That's a mine layer for sure. Spetznas84 figures out the rocket situation before losing a harvester, and a large infantry contingent from Kernal Panic coming out. Both players on 7 harvesters at 6 minutes of the game. Neither player coming out with heavy armor just yet. Spetznas has got a medium tank queued up, but for now, it's still just Rangers. Great line of sight provided by the Rangers, decimating the infantry contingent of Kernal Panic. And oh my god, I don't think I can even see the red. There's like 1 pixel. Here come the light tanks. 1 shot. 2 shots. Okay, good enough. Wow. Spetznas calling good game at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Wow, 80 to 77. Let's go to that eco graph. Both players nearly dead even. Kernal Panic with a slight lead in... Yeah, I'm not sure how he maintained that lead. he was behind capturing his Derrick. So maybe he was able to eco up a little bit faster because of that. I'm not sure. He's got four refineries back at his base. A Ranger Danger build if there ever was one. A Ranger Danger filled up, followed by a troop flank, followed by light tanks, and that is a lot of commitment in the early game. You can see, you know, Kernal really gets his forces decimated, but makes it count, destroying that expansion MCV from Spetznas. So, you know, Spetznas knew that he was just going to be behind economically from there on out, and decides to call it a good game at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So that's Kernal Panic's win again. Kernal Panic taking both games. Red Alert Global League, Season 9, Minions, Round 3.
Battle control terminated.